everyone, and welcome to the Been There Felt That podcast, the podcast where real life meets real conversations. I'm your host, Malachi, and every week we're talking about the conversations that nobody talks about: foster care, faith, relationship, mental health, college life, purpose, healing, and a space where everything is in between. This is a space where your story matters, you're valued, and no matter what you've been through, you're not defined by your past. Whether you've been here or you're feeling it now, you're just here to learn from someone else's journey. I'm glad that you're listening. So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's have a conversation because this has been there, felt that. Hello, and thank you for watching Been There Felt That. My name is Malachi A. Banks, and I'm the creator of Been There Felt That. And I just want to take a commercial break and say thank you so much for watching. This podcast is simply a showing of real people that really go through real things and navigating life in the young adulthood and in the adulthood is a challenge by itself. And so we have real people up here. It's my prayer that this episode will be a help to you. Let me know in the comments what you think. We're gonna be doing more video episodes, so let me know if you like the editing, what we can change. And so it's my goal that you enjoy this episode and enjoy. Been there, felt that. In today's episode, we're going to talk about every conversation that every young adult wants to have. Honestly, people put off. We're talking about figuring it all out. Life doesn't come in an instruction manual. We're talking about trying to figure out relationships, mental health, friendships, our future, purpose, and who we're becoming. Sometimes it feels like everyone has it all together while we're still trying to figure it out. The truth is nobody has it figured all out. We're learning, growing, making mistakes, and discovering more about ourselves along the way. Today we're having an honest conversation. Joining me today is someone I'm excited you all hear from. So everybody, welcome Colin to Been There Felt That. So tell the people about yourself and yeah.
My name's Colin Shoki, and I'm 17. I'm about to go into my senior year, and basically I enjoy telling people about helping people as well, and some situations that they go through in their life that I've had more experience in, or that I've had the privilege of learning about.
Okay, so before we get into today's topic, I want everyone listening to know you a little bit better. So, how has life been lately?
Man, it's been crazy. A lot of stuff going on. Trying to figure a lot of stuff out, a lot of stressful situations. But other than that, I'm sticking through it.
And that's good. What's one goal you're working towards?
I would say saving up for college right now. Working a lot, trying to save for college, and set myself up for success for college. So a lot of studying, a lot of saving.
Okay. What is one thing that made you laugh this week?
Made me laugh. Me getting fired from my job. That made me laugh this week. But the Lord's still good, so it is what it is.
That's good. When you hear the phrase "figuring it out," what comes to mind?
Figuring it out. I mean, a lot of people think about what you need to do and like kind of the situation, but I think figuring it out comes down to one thing, and it's something that helps you figure it out is also staying rooted in God and really setting your focus on God. And if that's your case, then figuring stuff out will be even easier.
Yeah, I think when you figuring it all out, I think it really means that you just trying to navigate life and trying to figure out what it means to like go through life. And like, I don't feel like nobody really like knows it all. I think we talked about that in episode 1. Nobody knows everything, and so trying to like navigate it and just trying to do things the best you can.
Yeah.
Growing up is interesting because when we're younger, we think that adults have it all together. And we think that, but then we become adults and we get older and we realize that everybody's still learning, everybody's still growing, everybody's still developing, and nobody really has it all together. So, what does figuring it out look like for you right now?
Figuring it out. I mean, kind of just, with some past events that's happening in my life, figuring it out is kind of trying to reset my focus on what I wanted to do with my life. And trying to figure out, what college I'm going to, what I'm going to do after I graduate. Because I did have this big plan after I graduate, and now some certain circumstances happened. And so figuring it out kind of looks like me just kind of setting some time aside, trying to figure myself out as well, and trying to figure out my future.
Yeah. I think figuring it out looks like for me is like obviously going to college and stuff, and so like navigating what it looks like for like college, like what does college like look like, and like what just like the new norm. I think is like really what like my figuring it out looks like right now. Why do you think people feel pressure to have everything figured out?
Well, I think it's more of also like a cultural thing. Like I feel like parents put so much pressure because back, I mean, me and your parents age back then, you know, college was such a big thing. You know,
Yeah.
back then college, if you did go to college, you were almost guaranteed a successful future. And I think, and they had that figured out for a while. It's either you're going to college or not going to college. And I think now it's kind of different nowadays because, I mean, if you don't go to college, you can still be successful, right? And I think because your parents, that's how your parents are raised, a lot of parents put that pressure on their kids that you need to have this figured out before you turn 18, before you leave the house, stuff like that.
Yeah. What's something that you're proud of that people don't always see?
Kind of, I think the person I've become, I think a lot of people don't see it, maybe because they don't know me as well, but seeing how I've changed within the past couple years of my life and seeing kind of the personal growth that I've kind of done with myself is something that I'm proud of. But not a lot of people see it because they maybe don't know me as well and they don't know me from back then. But the person, you know, they say the person you are when no one's watching is the person you really are. And seeing how that changed, how I changed myself in the past couple of years is something I'm really proud of.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest pressures that like young adults have to face is that like we feel like we have to rush. We feel like we have to make our decision. We feel like that we have to hurry up and figure out like our life, and like, you know, they feel like, okay, 18 you have to have everything figured out in your life, and I'm kind of learning that like you don't have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Long as you just kind of just like take one step,
Yeah.
you'll be okay. You don't have to have everything figured out.
Yeah.
What does success mean to you?
Success?
Yeah.
I mean, success is kind of a subjective thing, I think. It comes down to personal. I think success, if you put your mind towards something and you accomplish that thing, I consider that success.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a multimillionaire to be successful, right? You don't have to have all sorts of money. You don't have to own your own business. If you put your mindset to something and you make it your dream to want to do that and you succeed in and you accomplish that, I consider that success.
Yeah, I think like you was kind of saying, I feel like success is, and like success doesn't have to be big. Like for me, like I'm one of like the first content creators that's really trending in my family, and I feel like that's like success. Like, you know, success doesn't have to be, oh, I'm the biggest person like out. It doesn't have to mean that you don't have to have like a large success for it to feel like success. So I'm starting to learn that success really means like just the little things that like that I've grown with or grown from.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people also put like dial down success to money as well. And if you don't have money, then you're not successful.
Yeah,
which is completely false in my opinion. I think society nowadays is so money focused as well. It's kind of would be the downfall of like society, in my opinion. But like I think that success doesn't come down to money. I think it comes down to a mindset more.
Yeah. So segment 2, we're going to talk about identifying and finding yourself. Growing up isn't just about getting older. It's about discovering who you are, about learning about the struggles that you had to go through, and about dealing with the expectations from everyone around you. So you have family that's trying to put expectations on you. You have friends that's trying to put expectations on you. You have school. You got church, social media, society. Everyone has an opinion. But at the end of the day, you have to know who you are. And I talk about a lot on this podcast, learning about who you really are and learning who you are and defining who you truly are. Because when you know who you are, it's easier to stand for something that you know. So, when did you discover who you really are?
This doesn't sound bad. Probably about like last year, I think. I discovered who I really was. I think it was about November of last year. And the way I was raised, I think I always put a facade on who I was, and because of the people I was surrounded with, I felt like I couldn't be myself. Mm-hmm. And then at one point, I think you get tired of like kind of putting that facade on of who you are, and eventually that's what happened last year. I was like, I'm just sick of it, and then I just became who I really am. And let me tell you, there's freedom in that as well. It feels so much more free not to have to be a fake self around everybody. And but yeah, that's say about November of last year is when I really became who I am.
Yeah, I think I've learned like to start discovering who I really was when I learned that I need to be authentic in all things and like not try to keep up with the Joneses with certain things. So like just learning to really live in my truth, living who I am, and things of that nature.
Yeah.
What is something you appreciate about yourself?
Appreciate about myself. I would say when I put my mind to something, the amount of dedication that I have to it.
Yeah.
I mean, if I put my mind to something, I am not going to give up on it, and that's something I kind of appreciate about myself. And I think that it can be also a downfall at the same time. Sometimes you have to know when to stop, and sometimes, you know, as somebody who has that mindset, it's hard for me to stop. So.
Yeah, I think I like that about you. Even though sometimes you can be late, y'all know I'm real on the podcast. But I think like when you do put your mind to it, I feel like you're a very go-getter kind of person.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone still trying to find themselves?
Don't set time aside for yourself. I think it's so easy to surround yourself with your friends and kind of forget about your problems that are going on in your life. But at the end of the day, when you lay down, when you're sitting by yourself, and you think to yourself, like, that's you only have yourself at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And like you have friends and all that. But what I'm saying is, like, you can't rely on your friends to be who you are. And I think if you're trying to find yourself, I would encourage people actually to like go do stuff by themselves.
Yeah.
Like go to a restaurant and just sit by yourself. Yeah. And it helps you, first of all, build confidence, but it also helps you kind of just figure out who you are. And you don't have the pressure of other people around you who you have to be. When you're by yourself, nobody's going to know you. Yeah. And so I think that's something that's what I'll say, yeah.
One of the biggest parts of life is the people who we surround ourselves with. Let me say that again for the ones in the back. One of the biggest things that struggles of life is the people that we surround ourselves with. Why do I say that? Friendships and relationships are two of the hardest things, and creating those can be some of the greatest memories, but some of the deepest sorrows. But they teach us some of the hardest lessons. And let's talk about navigating friendships and relationships. What is a healthy friendship to you?
Man, so I mean, a healthy friendship, I would say that a healthy friendship would be like, y'all are not using each other for certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a mutual relationship and a mutual friendship, and you're not trying to gain something from like somebody else, and you know, always having that person's back. Like a real friend, if something were to happen, they would be there for them, right? If something goes on in your life, I know you said when your house caught on fire, your real friends will show after that happens, right? Yeah. And not just, it's easy for a friend to be like, oh, are you okay? But then after that too, the 6 months after that, oh, are you still okay? That's a friend right there. That's what I consider a friend.
Yeah, and I think I talk about this a lot on like my channel. It's like friendships, they really meet you in the broken places of your life. Like when you really, your friends, okay, yeah, it's cool to have fun, kiki, haha. But when it's really time to like, when you really going through that midnight hour experience, and what that means is just like going through like that dark time experience. Like those are your friends, the ones that are really true blue. They're there when you're going through those things. So what have friendships taught you about yourself?
I would say be careful who you be friends with. I think it's so easy to kind of like become friends with anybody. Like, oh, they're funny, right? And that you can only focus on that. But they can be funny, but then try to lead you down a wrong direction, not be a good influence on you and stuff like that. I think it's really easy to overlook stuff like that. But a real friend should, you know, influence you to do good stuff, right? They should be influencing you to do bad. And I think that's something that some people overlook a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Have you ever had to outgrow a friendship?
Yeah, for sure. I had a friend in 7th grade. I'm not gonna say his name, but I did have a friend in 7th grade, and I got in so much trouble in 7th grade because of this guy. And I think because he constantly, like I mentioned, he was funny. But he constantly wanted me to do stuff bad with him, like do bad things with him. And I got so much trouble because of that. And I think after a couple months of that, I realized, man, this guy's not the right friend for me.
Yeah.
And it's a hard decision, to be honest. I mean, like, going to somebody's like, hey man, like, we can't be friends no more. Like, still be friendly to him. Like, that's a humane thing to do. Don't, just cut him off and be rude to him. But I'm saying, like, don't hang out with him. And I think that's a really hard decision. Some people don't even have the willpower to make that decision. I think that's the struggle. Sometimes you gotta work up confidence. You just gotta do what's better for you.
Yeah. So how do you balance friendships? Well, obviously you're in a relationship. So how do you balance friendships, your relationship, like school, work, and like family?
I say scheduling as a really big thing. Having a schedule, and keeping that schedule. I think it's really easy to like overwork yourself and be able to, pick up extra stuff and kind of overwork yourself.
Yeah.
But if something really matters to you, you will set time aside to it.
Yeah.
If a friend really matters to you, you'll go to them like, hey man, you want to do something this day? Relationship-wise, you're like, hey, let's do something this day. Just set aside a day where y'all do nothing. Y'all just spend time together. That's one of the biggest things, is setting time aside and having a schedule.
Yeah. How do you have healthy boundaries in your relationship?
Relationship or friendship? Both. So I mean, I think it comes down to having a boundary. Comes down to knowing yourself, right? You need to set boundaries with yourself first. You got to come to yourself and kind of be like, you got to go to yourself and kind of come to yourself and be like, okay, well, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And once you have those boundaries set for yourself, I think then it's easier to set boundaries with a friend. And if you're picking the right friends, you know they'll respect that boundary too. And same with a relationship. I mean, if you set a boundary for your relationship and what you're going to do and not do in that relationship, and you go into a relationship and you're open, you communicate. Communication is a really big thing in a relationship.
Yeah.
You communicate that. If they're the right person, they'll respect that. If they don't respect that, then
they're not the right person.
They're not the right person. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like the way I set like, what was the question? Okay, the way I set a balance between like my boundaries between my friendships and relationships. Number one, my friendships, I let them know, but like I let them know straight up, like, this is how it is. This is what it's gonna be. If you can't accept it, baby, this isn't a good friendship for you.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing to like really like be set like straight with them and let them know. That's not you being nasty. That's just let them know. And with relationships, I kind of just like, honestly, like I kind of like not I go with the flow in a sense. Like I feel like when something comes up that's like one of my boundaries, I kind of communicate with them, and that's something that we talk about, and then we go from there. And then if it tends to be a consistent problem where they don't want to respect your boundaries, then maybe we're not compatible, or maybe we're not the best thing right now. Sometimes we know what good friendships look like, but don't recognize the unhealthy ones. So what are some friendship red flags?
Friendship red flags. Ooh, that's spicy. I would say friendship red flags. Using you for your money. Like I said, I know money's not the biggest thing in all, but there are a lot of people, a lot of friends who will use you for what you do have.
Yeah.
I know I do have friends who are unemployed, and I've had to cut one of them off because they just kept using me for what I had. And so, which it can also come down to your like I said, your self boundary, right? I didn't have a boundary for that, which was also my fault, so I would take responsibility for that. I didn't have a boundary for I'm not gonna keep doing this, I'm not gonna keep spending all this money, but and also just the attitude that you had. So like, how do I explain it? A friend who's trying to use you, that's a red flag right there. A friend who has like ill intent, say trying to get to you, get to somebody else through you, like that's a bad friend. I wouldn't even consider that a friend. That's just somebody who's trying to use you. But that's a couple red flags.
Yeah, and y'all, I don't use call him for his money. Don't try to get messy.
Oh,
but do you have some bad friends in your life now?
Now?
Yeah.
I would say no. Actually, I've narrowed down my friend group a lot. And it comes down to like a few people, honestly. I think there's only about 4 people I would say that are like friends. And yeah, It used to be like 15 people, and I think now I've narrowed it down a lot because at the end of the day, man, like having a big friend group isn't all that. Like,
it isn't nothing to write home about. So am I your friend by chance?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm playing. Yeah.
He's not one of my friends.
You're one of the four.
I would have considered him to be my friend. I would consider him just be like, somebody I talk to. Anyway, I'm just playing. But how do you make friends?
in 2026?
Yeah. At this point, don't even want no friend. Cause honestly, it's so hard to make friends because it's hard because you don't know who's trying to be real. And honestly, nobody know what to be real because they so messy. Anyway, we'll talk about that on the next episode. But they so messy and they be wanting to like really, they don't know how to be consistent. I like consistency. Like I want you to show up. Like I want to talk to you. Like we don't talk every day, but I want to talk to you. I'm a person that thrives off of stuff like that with a friendship. Like being able to go out and kiki and haha and have a good time. Everything don't have to be so formal all the time with you. Yeah. Like stuff like that.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the question?
How you make friends?
How do I make friends in 2026?
He ain't got but 2 friends.
I think
one of them Alexa. Go ahead.
I think it's harder in 2026 to make friends than it ever has been before. You know what I mean? Like people are so like stuck in their phones, right? Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people meet friends online, which is weird in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I've never met somebody online like that. But honestly, I'm not even the right person to ask that question. I've had the same friend, one of my best friends, I've been friends with him since 2nd grade. So I mean, like, back then I used to walk up to him and ask if he liked Marvel when we were friends, like, like if he liked Legos, and we just became friends. And so I think it's like a lot easier when you're younger. I think now, if I did have to give advice, like, just be friendly. Like, if you're gonna want to be friends with somebody, be friendly. Don't be mean to people, right? And just kind of be who you are. I know that sounds cheesy, but just be yourself and just be friendly.
Okay. Dating is something almost everyone thinks about, but nobody really gives you a handbook on relationships. So let me get messy, because y'all know how I get on the podcast. So what was one dating myth that you had before, like, your relationship?
Not everything's like a Disney movie. I think I went into my relationship thinking that, it's gonna be this great thing. Not that my relationship isn't great. That's not really wrong. I love my relationship. I love the person I'm with.
You hear this? I'm kidding.
I love the person I'm with. But I think my expectations were crazy, right? I had this expectation that it's gonna be like this big Disney movie of a relationship, and that's realistically, this is not how it works. That's not how relationships work. Like, I'm not gonna go kiss a frog and it turns into some crazy girl, like good looking girl. That's not how it works, But I'm saying, like, just having that like big Disney relationship idea that's always gonna be lovey dovey. Like, there's not gonna be any problems, and I think that expectation got crushed pretty quickly. But
yeah,
I think within the first week I was like, this is not what I thought it was. But no, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I think I had to be brought down to reality.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's one of my expectations.
So, question number 2.
Okay.
Do you and your relationship partner, do y'all have like arguments in y'all relationship?
Yeah, for sure. I not crazy. Like, she hasn't like yelled at me and slapped me.
Okay.
But no, we have
disagreements,
and she's been mad at me. I mean, it's easy to be mad at me. I do stupid stuff all the time. So, I mean, like, understandably, yeah, we've had arguments. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I'm trying to think, y'all. Oh, hold up, y'all. Okay. Let me see. Okay. In your relationship, what is one thing that you do in your relationship that you would consider abnormal in another, like in a traditional relationship?
Abnormal?
Like, for me, like in my relationships, I get my partner flowers every month because I feel like I feel like women should have flowers every month because I believe that you should have the flowers while you live in, like, get your flowers, like, smell your flowers now before you dead, kind of thing.
Okay.
I know that sounds like cheesy, but yeah.
I would say this is something I try to do, and I fail at it sometimes. But once a week, I try to tell her a reason why I love her. like give her reasons. Like I love your personality. I like not just some broad stuff, and not anything physical either. Like don't be weird. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying like I love your dedication to what you do. Like I try to tell her something I love about her every week, and maybe that's abnormal. I'm not sure, but once a week I try to say something like that, and then. Yeah, just trying to be high effort. I think that's abnormal nowadays. Honestly, having a high effort relationship.
No, literally.
Like I think that's abnormal. And so many people have like low effort relationships, and they wonder why relationships fail all the time. But yeah, I think I try to be high effort. You know.
What's an important value that y'all share?
Value? What do you mean by value?
Like a value, something that y'all put like for me, like an important value that we share is like we share like our dedication to like the community, and so like helping the community and doing things in the community. Like that's that's something we value, is helping our community. Like so, what is something that y'all value? Do y'all value like faith or like people, or I don't know, like it's like, you know, like what is your what is your value?
Yeah. I think we both value people a lot. I mean, like, I'm the kind of person, if you need help, even if I don't know you, like, I would help somebody out if I can. And I mean, sometimes that's even to my detriment, I would say. Maybe I'm too helpful, like, where I kind of start to look like myself a little bit. And I think she's the same way. And she loves helping people, and she just loves people in general. And I love that about her, how she's a people person. And she's not like some turtle inside her shell who doesn't want to talk to nobody. Yeah.
I was wondering by chance, since you said you love helping people, I was wondering by chance if I could borrow like $100 until the
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna say no.
Oh.
Yeah. No. I'm playing. Maybe. We'll see.
We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk.
What's something that you never compromise on?
In a relationship?
Yeah.
Never compromise. I mean, cheating is definitive. Like that's I feel like that's a given. Don't ever.
Do you feel like, and this is for, you know who, do you feel like kissing a person, this is like if you're not in a relationship, do you feel like kissing a person?
Okay.
Do you feel like kissing a person, you're not in a relationship, you're kissing a female,
okay,
do you feel like, or no, sorry, back up. You're in a relationship.
Okay.
But you kiss a female, but you don't do it like sexually. It's just like how you like show your love. Do you feel like that's cheating? Do you feel like that's cheating? Yes or no?
It heavily comes down to culture and how you were raised. And I think she knows that. Now, if my girlfriend knows me, if I were to walk up to a girl and give her a kiss on the cheek or whatever, she would slap me, okay? Because she knows that's not how I was raised. I wasn't raised like that. And so she knows that. I think it heavily comes down to how you're raised. Some people are raised like that, you know what I'm saying? And in that case, your girlfriend should know that, or your significant other should know that. And I think if you let them know that, they will be okay with it. And as long as they know it's not, some sexual way. But yeah, like I said, I think it heavily comes down to how you're raised and what culture kind of you were in. Because how I was raised, we don't do that. I mean, we hug like twice a year. We hug twice a year. I mean, so it's like, Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Day and Christmas. That's about it. And then.
So do you feel like, you're not in a relationship, if you're not in a relationship, do you feel like you can kiss women? Is that like being a HOE?
HOE.
Let me know in the comments below, y'all, what y'all think.
Is that being a hoe?
Yeah.
Sexually, you're kissing them?
No, you're just kissing them like you might be kissing them sexually. You might be kissing them just because.
Okay, I mean,
I didn't make it up. Somebody asked that.
Yeah, no, I would say yeah. You're a hoe. That's just me personally, man. I mean, like, do better for yourself. Why are you doing all that, bro? Like, you're just hurting yourself at the end of the day.
Y'all put Malachi Ho in the comments. Anyway, we'll talk about that next
You're just hurting yourself, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like have better standards for yourself, That's me personally, but some people are different.
Well, one of the biggest transitions. Oh wait, I got one more question.
Oh.
So, what do you feel like that you're like a good boyfriend?
Do I feel like I'm a good boyfriend?
No.
No.
Y'all, let me know in the comments if we should get his girlfriend on the podcast. Interview her, because I just like, we need to know, So,
I would say I fail for sure, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, everybody fails. And I think I failed in certain ways, and I failed her before. That makes me a bad boyfriend. But I'm saying, I think that it's not your failures that make you a that make you a bad boyfriend. I would say that's how you kind of recover from that, and what you do, because everybody fails, you know. But what you do after that is kind of what makes you a good or bad boyfriend. And I would say I'm not gonna say I'm the greatest boyfriend in the world, because I'm not. But I would say I'm a decent boyfriend. I'm not gonna try to toot my own horn. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm saying I'm a decent boyfriend. I mean, I treat her like a lady. I treat her with the respect that she deserves. And she's everything to me. I let her know that as well. I think I'm a decent boyfriend. Yeah. Don't ask her. She might say something different.
Yeah, we'll ask her. I'll put a screenshot on the screen.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But okay, one of the biggest transitions in life is moving to adulthood.
Yeah.
Whether you're starting college, entering the workforce, moving away from home, or learning new responsibilities, it can feel like a lot. Nobody prepares you for adulthood. So what has been the biggest adjustment as you've gotten older?
Man, I would say paying bills. I mean, like, I think when you first get a job, let's say you get a job at 15, like, you're not really focused on you're not really focused on bills and stuff like that, right? I mean, you're just making money to spend. And now I'm 17, you know, I have bills I need to pay. I got car insurance, I got my phone bill, I have a car payment and all that. I would say that one of the biggest adjustments is being financially responsible. So, yeah, being financially responsible is one of the biggest things I would say I'm learning into adulthood.
Love that. So, do you feel like it's hard to be like financially responsible sometimes?
I mean, yeah, for sure. It's easy when you're younger. It's easy to be like, oh, I want this, and just act on your wants. As you get older, the more you mature, though, the more you learn. Okay, I want this, but I don't need it right now. And so I think it's nowadays. I think it's about to be a little spicy. I think nowadays, like with parents buying everything and spoiling their kids and not making their kids get a job, I think it's, first of all, parents are failing their kids.
Yeah.
That's not the real world. I mean, their parents. I mean, that's why so many kids still live with their parents nowadays, because their parents gave them everything when they were younger and they didn't learn how to be responsible themselves. I'm saying, like, something you got to learn that getting your own job teaches you is be financially responsible, be dependent on yourself, right? You can't, when you're 25, you shouldn't be living with your parents and, you know, not having a job. So, I don't know how I got to that point, but
love that.
Whatever question you asked.
Okay. I think one of the biggest challenges young people face today is comparison.
Oh, yeah.
We live in a world where everybody see the highlight reels. Maybe yes, we see the graduation pictures, we see the vacations, we see the Insta perfect relationship, we see the accomplishments, we see the new jobs, we see the big accomplishments. And sometimes we look and wonder, why is this not me? Why am I not there yet? Am I failed in life? But something we don't see is what happened behind the scenes. You know, it's so good we can angle the camera this way and it looks like this, and we can angle it this way and it looks totally different. So what do you think social media creates unrealistic expectations?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because on Instagram you could post something, you post something, oh, how good your relationship is, never post a bad part, right?
Yeah.
Every relationship's gonna have a bad part. And so, or anything in general, like, it can have a bad part to it. And I think social media just completely deflects the bad and only focus on the good. So, I mean, if you're constantly on social media, you see that and think, oh, why is my life not like this? And, like, I mean, even now, seeing like 19-year-old kids, 19, 20-year-old kids making millions of dollars, and, like, the art of comparison, and, like, comparing yourself, oh, why am I not already there? You know what I'm saying? Like, those kids are a 1 in a million chance, right? So I think social media is kind of a detriment of comparison, like kids comparing themselves to other people.
Yeah. How can someone celebrate other people's success without feeling behind?
Man, I would say, like, celebrate other people's success. I mean, like I said, that kind of comes down to comparing. Like, don't compare yourself to, like, everybody's in a different spot. Like, you still celebrate somebody, be happy for somebody. You know, sometimes maybe their cards unfolded differently, maybe they had different opportunities that you didn't, and be happy for them that they had those opportunities.
Yeah.
Don't be like mad that they had those opportunities you didn't. Don't worry, your time's gonna come. Like your time's gonna come where you get an opportunity and you're gonna make a successful. You stick to what you're doing, and keep your mindset focused,
Yeah.
and keep your mind clear, and then you will get there one day. And just don't compare yourself, because comparing yourself is the thief of joy.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing that comes for growing up is pressure.
Yeah.
Pressure from ourselves, pressure from our family, pressure from society. Sometimes we feel like we got to be on a certain timeline. Let me say it again for the people in the back. Sometimes we feel like we got to be on a certain timeline. But I'm here to tell you today on a Been There Felt That podcast experience, you don't have to be on a certain timeline, because sometimes we plan out stuff and it don't even work out the way that we planned it out. So question number 1 says this. What is one expectation you had to let go of?
I would say expectation other people had for me, or I had for myself. Both. Other people had for me, I would say, I had the pressure when I was going to church that they wanted me to be a preacher, right? They wanted me to be all this. And yes, I said that I wanted to do it when I was younger, but at the end of the day, I just said that because I wanted to be like somebody. I didn't feel that I was being called to that, or that's actually what I wanted to do. And after I said that, though, they constantly put that pressure on me, and I wasn't able to back out of it. Mm-hmm. And then, I think if people eventually get like sick of that pressure and eventually just kind of like back out, that's kind of what happened to me. Like, it was just that pressure of everybody had for me, and then one day you stop caring what people think, because pressure comes down to caring what the other person thinks, right? Mm-hmm. They have that pressure for you, and you're scared of what they're going to think if you don't live up to that expectation. And I think one day, eventually, after years of doing that, you stop caring what that person will think of you.
Yep.
And you start, loving yourself and realizing that, like, well, at the end of the day, like, you can't always live to please people. And an expectation I have for myself, I would say having it all figured out. I would say is the expectation that I had kind of let go. And it's like, you're not always gonna have everything figured out. And I think I always constantly look towards the future, and was like, I need to figure out my future. I need to have all this planned out. I need to have college to go into. I need to have what I'm going to study. And now I have those things, but it comes with time, right? And I think that before I was like, I need to have this all figured out now. I'm stressing out about the future, and I constantly focused on the future, which kind of stole the joy from me living in the moment. And then some events happened, and I think now I'm kind of just living in the moment, enjoying what's happening now. And constantly you have to think about the future. You can't just forget about the future. Because the future is coming, right? And you have to think about it a little bit, but don't harp on it. Don't constantly think about it. Don't stress out over it. Let stuff kind of pan out the way stuff pans out. You can't control the future. You can only control what happens now.
Yeah. Here in Been There Felt That, we talk about the real things that real people experience. And because sometimes when people ask, how are you? We automatically say, I'm good, I'm okay. But sometimes we actually need to check in with ourselves. So question number 1 is this. How do you know when you need to take a break?
I'll feel drained. Like, I know, like, at one point I felt so drained. I would go to bed and I would just wake up tired still. And that's how I knew, like, I'm drained. And, like, I'm doing too much. And then, like, you kind of, when that happens, you kind of take a day to yourself, right? Just kind of don't do anything. Just kind of stick with yourself. Have fun. Maybe hang out with some friends. And kind of set those things aside for a little bit. Set those other things aside. And kind of just forget about it for a little bit. Which helps a lot.
Here's some yes or no questions. Yes or no, do you know what to do when life feels overwhelming?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have people that you can talk to when you feel overwhelmed?
Yeah.
Do you feel like having a support system is important?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like, and this is not really a yes or no question, but do you feel like taking care of yourself or doing self-care is gay?
Self-care is gay? No. Depending on what you're doing. No, but having care for yourself, that's not gay. This is kind of ridiculous, the kind of like culture things that people put on certain people. Like, if you do certain things, you're gay, stuff like that. There are certain things that you do, and you're gay. But I think that, like, self-care is not gay. And I think that's actually something that, I think culturally as well, a lot of men kind of feel like, if you take time to yourself, right, you're not a real man. If you, don't do certain things, you're not a real man. I think that's ridiculous. that people put that kind of expectation on other people when mental health is such a big thing. And I think men especially, I think mental health is hard for women, but in a very different way than men. And I think men is just pressure to do certain things.
Yeah.
And like in certain things, if you don't do that, you're not a man. And it's just kind of ridiculous that people have that standard.
Right. I think that's true. When we're figuring it out, we still have dreams. And dreams can change, but plans can change. But having something to work towards always gives us hope. So, what is something that you're dreaming about right now?
Dreaming about? What am I going to do?
I'm dreaming about you.
Oh. Okay.
No matter what you do, I'm dreaming about you tonight. Period. Book me for an EP.
Slay. Holy cow.
Okay, what's something you're dreaming about right now?
What am I gonna do after college? I think is something I'm dreaming about right now. I know what I'm gonna study in college, and it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I'm excited to actually do it. And I'm excited to what job I'm gonna do after college, and I'm excited what I'm gonna be doing with that degree and what I'm gonna be doing with what I love. I think that's something I'm kind of dreaming about right now. I'm dreaming about future relationship, like future of my relationship, stuff like that. And yeah.
What is one goal never mind. What is a legacy you hope to leave?
A legacy I hope to leave. Man, see, I think a lot of people's wanting to leave a legacy comes down wanting to leave money and stuff like that. I made so much money during my life, but when I die, I think I want to be known as somebody who helped other people, and kind of was always there for other people. That's somebody I want to be known as, and I am trying to do that now. But I don't care if somebody knows me as he was broke, and I don't care.
Brokey.
I don't care if somebody's he has a lot of money. That's not money. Is money. It's temporary. I want to be known as somebody who is there to help other people at the end of the day, and somebody who maybe was a good friend as well. Holy cow, dog!
Sorry, it was
loving you.
It was the book. Oh, go ahead.
But yeah, somebody who's there for somebody at the end of the day.
All right, we don't have the serious conversation now. Let's have some fun. Everybody has those moments that you just laugh when you look back. So what is your most embarrassing moment?
Ooh, embarrassing moment. Throughout my whole life.
Yeah.
Okay, one time in 5th grade, I went to school where you had to wear uniforms, and one day I was just like, I'm not gonna wear a uniform, and so I decided not to wear my shirt to school, wear my uniform shirt to school. I just wore a hoodie on top, and I was it was hot. It was the middle of summer, and I was in the bathroom. I had to take my hoodie off. My teachers walked in on me shirtless, and it was a dude.
Oh my goodness!
I was gonna say it was a female teacher, but yeah, I remember I was so embarrassed, and another embarrassing story. I got paddled in school when I was in 3rd grade. And I think that was one of the most embarrassing things. Is your teacher beating you with a paddle, being a 3rd grader. I think that's pretty embarrassing. So,
what was something that you laugh now but wasn't funny then?
Laugh now but wasn't funny then. In 6th grade, there was this girl in my class, and it was the last day of school or something like that. And I went to go sit down in my chair, and she pulled the chair out from underneath me, and the back of my head hit the teacher's desk. And wow. I was just I remember I was so mad, and because that junk hurt, and I was so mad. But now I look back and it's just it was whatever, bro. It's funny now.
It's funny. I feel I don't know. I feel something that I laugh now but wasn't funny then. I tell this story a lot of times on my YouTube channel, but when I was I think 6 years old, my mom was pumping gas, whatever. She was done with it. She was done pumping the gas. She went to the store to pay for the gas. Well, I thought, because I'm big and bad, because they call me Big M, I thought, okay, I was going to drive to Hardee's that was right across the street. Well, basically, I did drive across the street. Yeah, did end up hitting a little car, nothing major. But when I tell you that I got tore up so bad But I still got my 6-piece chicken tenders with a large sweet tea.
Hey, that don't matter.
But it's just like funny, like it was crazy then. I was in, like it was not funny then because somebody really could have seriously got hurt, aka me. But it's funny now. But
it's crazy. I never knew that story. That's wild.
So I've been driving since 6 years old. Been driving, whipping that thing. But one thing that we believe here at the Been There Felt That podcast, one of our core values that we really believe that everyone has a been there, felt that moment, that's really shaped them into the person that they are. And so, Colin, I lost my notes. Hold up. Intermission.
Edit this part out.
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was there, bro, y'all couldn't picture this.
Dang.
Okay.
You got bars.
Okay. What is your been there, felt that moment when you're figuring life out?
Are you saying like if I'm looking at somebody else and yeah, I've been there, felt that? Like,
yeah.
Okay. I would say cutting out friendships. I mean, I have like a couple younger people, like I wouldn't say friends, but they're acquaintances, and I talk to them, and they're telling me that was something like their friendships, stuff like that. And I'm like, they're like, yeah, this person's just using me. I just don't know how to like cut them off, and like kind of like I don't want to be friends with them anymore. Mm-hmm. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, been there. I've been there. I felt that. Yeah. I feel that, and I'm like, that's kind of a moment. It's like cutting out friends, knowing when to cut out friends.
All right. Oh, okay, I'm not sick of this thing. Okay, y'all. So. Hold up. Intermission, y'all. Another intermission. Hold up. Oh, I keep losing my notes. Like, what's going on?
Coffee break.
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Hold up.
Oh, dang. Okay, you're gonna keep going.
Phone bill about 2 G's flat. No need to worry. My accountant handle that.
Hey. Okay.
Okay, so just some rapid fire questions. So we're going to have some fun. Don't overthink it. It's just like an instant answer. So they're all like one or the other.
Okay.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl, 100%.
Yeah, aka y'all. I just want to let y'all know. Y'all know I'm real over here at the Been There Felt That podcast. Y'all know we don't do. Y'all know nobody don't get down like how big M get down.
What I think he's about to say.
I've been up since 6:30 this morning. You know this thing here talking about some calling at 9:15. Y'all know I was. I'm over here dressed, ready, standing outside on the porch. He talking about some calling at 9:15. I had overslept. I didn't set my alarm. Boy, bye.
I didn't even go. I went to bed like 2 hours before you woke up.
I was like, please. Then he talking about, well, can we meet at 10:30, please? So yes, I'm over it. I'm frustrated. I ain't doing that. Ain't another podcast with him. He ain't got to worry about me. But it's okay. It's okay. I am a little frustrated. I am a little mad, to be honest. I've been trying to play it cool, but I'm mad. But yeah. So y'all let me know in the comments down below what we should do to him. We should probably make him walk, right? Right.
We drove my truck.
Yeah. Okay, texting or FaceTime?
FaceTime.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Beach or mountains?
Oh, beach. I love the beach.
Favorite fast food restaurant?
That's hard. Bojangles.
Yeah, could he be? But favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Oh, man. I would say. Can it be a show?
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls.
Imagine that.
I love Gilmore Girls.
What's your favorite go-to snack?
Go-to snack? Salt and vinegar chips.
Oh, love that.
Love it.
What is one thing you can't leave home without?
My AirPods.
Favorite holiday?
I would say Christmas, yeah. That's basic, but...
Christmas, it's Christmas. The fireside is raging by. And we're caroling through the night. Christmas will be a very... What's your dream vacation?
Dream vacation. I want to travel the world. I want to take 2 months and just travel everywhere. Mm-hmm. That's a dream.
What's one thing on your bucket list?
Bucket list? I want to hit a golf ball off of what is that thing called? Those aircraft carrier. I want to hit a golf ball off an aircraft carrier in the middle of the ocean.
Oh wow.
Or go skydiving. That's on my bucket list too.
If you can meet anyone, who would it be?
Do I say a religious answer or do I say a real answer?
Real answer.
Real answer?
Been there, felt that.
Meet one person. I would say. Why are you holding it so close to your face? What did you do? Meet one person. Man, that's hard.
Justin Bieber. Anyway, okay.
Yours is Justin Bieber?
No.
I was about to say.
I think the person that I would want to meet is Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls, where you at?
Oh, he dead.
That's not funny. Throw him out!
Biggie Smalls.
Biggie, can't you see?
Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. Okay, sorry. Back to what we were doing.
Goodbye.
One person. This is historical and religious, but I would say King Solomon.
King.
I think that's just like one of the wisest men in the world. I think if we recorded.
What's one word your friends would use to describe you?
Weird.
Messy.
Nah, I wouldn't say weird. I would say like.
What's another one? Dramatic. Late.
Well, yeah, late. It's
Yeah.
valid. Yeah. Yeah, I would say maybe weird. I don't know. Different. Quirky.
Ugly. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
We wanted to include some questions from our listeners because sometimes the best conversations come from the people who are already asking. How do you make friends after high school? I think we kind of talked about that already. How do you know if you're on the right path?
That comes down to like knowing yourself, right? And if you're on the right path is like, I would say, knowing yourself and knowing what you want to do. It comes down to that. That really decides when you know you're on the right path. And because I think that's very subjective. You know what I'm saying? Being on the right path for people. Some people being on the right path is working at McDonald's for the rest of their life, I guess. And some people is being on the right path. Being on the right path is also like some people could be being a millionaire by 45. It just kind of depends. But knowing yourself and knowing your goals determines whether or not you're on the right path.
What is one thing that you like about being Malachi?
I don't have an answer for that.
So y'all saw how messy he was, right? Okay.
No, I'm playing. Nah. I would say your love for others. Like you love other people and you care for other people. Or something I think is cool.
How do you think? How do you stay motivated when things get hard?
It comes down to routines, like you making habits and stuff. Like when things get hard, I think going to the gym, it's easy for me to be like, not now it is. Like now me going to the gym is kind of a part of my life. But I'm saying like once you make it a habit, those things just kind of become part of your life, and just like you making habits out of stuff.
Okay, cool. Y'all, we about to get out of here, okay? So to everyone listening, I want you to think about these questions. Sorry. What part of my life am I still figuring out? Am I giving myself enough grace? Am the people around me helping me to grow? What is one thing that I need to improve? And what is one step I can take forward to become who I want to be? You know, one of the things we talk about here is not just that life is just life, but we also talk about success, we talk about accomplishments, but we also talk about purpose. And for many of us, faith played a huge role in understanding who we are and where we're going. This week, I want to challenge everyone listening to take one intentional step forward. Not 10 steps, not just trying to fix everything overnight. One step. And maybe that means reaching out to somebody. Maybe that means setting that healthy boundary, not being messy, because we get messy over here, but not being messy. Starting something that you've been afraid to start. Taking time to reflect, or maybe just giving yourself the grace that you wish somebody would have gave you. And remembering growing is not about having everything figured out. It's about learning who you are and developing skills that allow you to be successful. Colin, thank you for joining me today and sharing your story. I appreciate your honesty, your perspective, and even the conversation we were able to have. And to everyone listening, if you feel like everyone else has figured out but you're not alone. Life is a journey. Some friendships will stay forever. Some relationships will teach you lessons. Some dreams may change. Some seasons will shape you and mold you into the person that you're supposed to be. But every moment is helping you shape who you're becoming. So giving yourself grace because none of us have it all figured out. We're just taking the next step. So do you got anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to come on here. Even though I was late, it was a pleasure.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco hours late, but it's okay.
No, it was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Buy me lunch. Period.
I didn't know this. No, thank you for having me. It was actually was a pleasure, and it's something I like doing. I love talking to people and trying to help people. And as you said, like if y'all don't have it figured out, it's not the end of the world. Stay true to yourself. Find comfort in who you are. Don't try to find comfort in other people. That's when stuff starts to get dangerous, and you start compromising stuff. Is when you start to find security in other people. But
yeah. Well, thank you for listening to the Been There Felt That podcast, hosted by none other than the biggest on TikTok right now, being Malachi. And if this conversation has helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you comment down below and let me know something in the comments. Let me know if y'all liked it. Like the vibe, whatever. We might get somebody else here. We'll see. And let me know in the comments how should we interview his girlfriend, because we want to be messy. So let me know in the comments. Remember, you don't have to have your whole life figured out today. Keep growing, keep moving forward, and this has Been There, Felt That. We'll see you next time. Bye! Okay. Period.
Period.
Okay.